Let's go back to that report that we just created from within the month. Where I go to get my reports is I go into my key metrics here and down to reporting and exports. You will see that that report created in here automatically. And if I open that up, that will have created an Excel file that we can just actually download to look at. So I'm just going to put that in my reports area and open it up for you. What that has done is it's looked at the month that we were looking at in here. You can see that you've got the user identifier, the UUID. We've got our expected date in here. These are the January ones. We've got our amounts of money. If anything was unreconciled or unbalanced, they would show in here. We can see that we've got all of the client details, if they were matched to bank, or if there was anything unreconciled. But of course, we fully completed January. So this gives us all of our detail in here of the expectations. Also our statements in here. So that's giving us our gross and net in here and what they've been reconciled to. Our bank transactions, and also any useful UUIDs, which you can use in the system to get straight back to those reconciliations. That's how to get a file straight from the income reconciliation area. But what about other files that we need to look at for income? There are various ones. There's an actual versus estimate report. There is an advisor detailed report. And I'll go and run some of these off in a minute just to show you some of those. We actually have an age debt report, which is one that I'm going to do now. So let's look at an age debt. I'm going to run. We can filter by the group, so that's your clients in here. So in here, I could just look at Abby's clients. I could just look at my clients, my high net worth. If I've chosen a group, I can say all clients in this group, or you want to select the clients and start putting those in. For now, I'm actually going to say that we don't want a group. We are going to just have all clients for everything. We can select the employee, the provider, and a number of other items in here. I'm going to do an age debt forever on my site. So I'm going to generate that report. That will process behind the scenes. And what you'll see is the production here of a CSV, an Excel, or a JSON. Some of our reports will also show on screen. So you can see the first 10 records in here on screen. And you can see that we've got our expected dates. We've got our revenue types. We've got the expectations. And we've got if they're overdue in here. We can see that all of ours are actually just up to 30 days. We've got nothing in the site that's older than 60 or 90 or over 90. You can print those out and have a look at them just by downloading them like we did before. You also have the option, if you've run something, to delete that file. Let's go back to our reporting. You can search for reports that you've done before. You can see that I've done quite a few reports in here yesterday, so I can look at those. So our age debt we just looked at, our income reconciliation we looked at. What about sort of other things like new business events or income reconciliation export? You've got all of those producing the different elements. I'm going to actually produce our RMAR as a brand new one for you to see that. So those are some income. We've got a full charges export, so all of your charge schedules will export out. Your income reconciliation export, we will have a look at in more detail. Our revenue-based analysis on receipts and RMAR. So I'm going to do an RMAR in here, and I'm going to do that one for December to Feb. We can base that on either accruals, estimates, or cash receipts. I'm going to do mine on an accruals basis. Do we want a summary or a detailed report? I'm going to do detailed. On what sections do you want to run it on? B, G, A, J, and K. I'm going to say I don't want to do just one specifically. I'm going to do it on all sections. Again, you can filter, but we do need our dates in here. So I'm going to do mine, as I said, from 1st of December. I'm just going to do that today, just to show you. We then generate that report. So that's going to progress that report in my site, excuse me, on there. If I just do a little refresh on there, it's produced that and it's just producing the file. This one takes a little bit longer, but as a maximum, we've got clients with, you know, thousands and thousands of rows, and that will take 5 or 6 minutes. It's just because it's the first one that I've produced in here, but you can see there's a lot of files on that file. So what am I going to look at? I'm actually going to download my zip file and have a little look at what that is. So it's a zip file, so it's got everything in there. I'm firstly going to look at the full file, which people who have done RMER will recognize. It looks like the one that you're going to actually do on the FCA website. We can see that we've got no mortgages at the moment, but we've got some non-investment insurance and we have some retail investment. We've also got our total revenues in here and income from other regulated activities as well. If I'd put any clawbacks on, we'd have that on. We've got our section I, so it has looked at all my non-investment insurance policies and done our annualized premiums. And we can see that majority of those were term assurance, or should I say 40%, which is the section I in here, what it looks for. Section J, with all your FCA, FOS, and FSCS. And section K, looking at your revenues, your number of initial advice, ongoing advice, and everything on that. So we want to look in more detail on those. So if I just have a look now at one of those sections. So let's look at, as an example in here, let's look at our retail in here. What you will see on our detailed report is every client and every revenue that is actually populating that. And if I was to just do a little sum up, 36283, we can then go to the other report and check that section. So that is our RMAR report. Any other reports that people might want to see? As I said, we have got some help notes on some of those, and we are creating more and more reports as we go through. Last one I'm going to show you is the revenue based on receipts report. Again, we've got all our grouping in here. This asks you to select either a statement, yeah, or a reconciliation dates. So I'm going to look at the 1st of January through to today. Select generate. Produce my file. And what you will see in here is you can see what it's been called, what it's been run on. You've got all of the details of all of the reconciliation. So that's your bank transactions, the clients, the plans, the providers, all of the charges and everything in here. That's the end of our initial demo on income reconciliation. I hope you found that useful. Obviously, any queries that you might have, please get in touch with us. And we look forward to speaking to you very soon.